Hey, what's up? It is Wednesday night. You guys already know what time it is. It's the greatest time of the year. Football is started. NFL preseason games are going to be happening tomorrow and all throughout the weekend. And college football, it's fall camp time. And Ole Miss is getting transfers. Michigan,
is getting away with it.
Yeah.
Michigan is Michiganing. And the NCAA is letting them. And, of course, we go off the rails as always. Welcome in SEC After Dark. Joining me is the one and only Steven Willis.
Hey,
one and only Jeb Beecham.
Do you know that next week is our last show without picks until the end of the year?
Picks.
Oh,
nice.
Because there's a game. And speaking of which, when we do finally make picks, we will make them on betonline.ag, your number one source for all your sports wagering needs. If you want to bet it, they have it. So right now you can receive a 50% free bet up to $250 on your first deposit to bet on anything from the Olympics to baseball, to Formula One racing, UFC, whatever it is, you can bet it. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. So when the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games, Jeb. That's right up your alley. So head to the website today and get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online. The game starts here. I don't know who wrote that, but that free bet credit thing, that's a kind of a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Well, do y'all know what time it is?
Locked On Pickles.
It's time to get Locked On Pickles, everybody. Stewart's Cajun Pickles, that is. They offer a variety of Cajun spice products like pickles and green beans, okra, even carrots and asparagus. It's a family-owned company, homemade on the coast of Mississippi. Their Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles have been pleasing pickle lovers for over 20 years now, and they've become the South's favorite pickle. This being a small business, they strive to keep the produce nice and fresh. You can find these pickle products online at thepickledstore.com or at your local Rouse's Market or other Gulf Coast Southern stores near you. Be sure to like Stewart's Cajun Dill product on Facebook and Instagram. Try pickles, okra, and beans today. You will not be disappointed. Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles, the South's favorite pickle. And Justin got in touch with me and said, hey, they exist from basically Destin all the way into the Cajun country. That's the Gulf Coast area that Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles is in. If not, order them through the Pickled Store and they'll be able to hook you up.
I guarantee if you put them in Nashville, Justin, they will sell like hotcakes. I promise you. And yeah,
I haven't gotten around to trying the okra yet, but I got to tell you, it's the best asparagus I've had. I like asparagus anyway.
The asparagus was amazing.
Carrots.
The carrots were outstanding, dude. Like the carrots, asparagus, what? Green beans, what? All the other
pickles.
Stuff. Yeah, all the other stuff you get is phenomenal, and it's perfect for me because it's well known that I'm not a pickle guy, but all the other things that come with this are amazing, and it's well worth it. So,
but I'm a pickle guy, and yes, it's awesome.
Yes, and if you're a pickle guy, it's like heaven.
Mm-hmm.
It's like heaven
Amazing.
on a snack plate.
Justin's good people. Hook him up. Order yourself some Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles today.
Absolutely.
If you live outside of the coast, order it on the pickledstore.com and have some sent to your house. You're not going to regret it at all.
No, absolutely not. And speaking of, well, that's not really a free shout out, but speaking of a free shout out, have you ever had? I saw these at Walmart. Have y'all ever had these nuts?
Oh,
I've not tried those.
No, I'm being like. I just wanted to drop that line, but like,
are they sweet?
They taste just like banana pudding. It's remarkably accurate.
Quite salty, yes.
Quite salty. In the summertime, it's quite salty.
Is that a real brand, or is snakes going to pop out of that when you open the top?
Oh my goodness!
Okay.
I know what the problem is. You're out of them.
Yeah.
That's the reason they're not filling.
No, yeah, exactly.
Because they're imaginary.
It's air right now, but banana pudding, it's a weird flavor to have in a peanut. So
yeah, that is.
So what's up, Stacy?
Hey, Mr. Big Time coming in our chat.
There, look at him.
Look at him.
I don't know if you know this, but football is here. Here. Like you
It's
can
about time.
watch some preseason NFL.
The NFL kickoff rules are terrible, and
That is wild.
Yeah.
It's weird looking. And do you think it's not going to work? I really can't tell.
Well, they basically eliminated the onside kick.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That sucks. But I think the actual returns are going to be fun. But the onside kick thing is terrible. I think honestly,
Well, they
They
eliminated
should do
surprise onside kicks.
they should go full XFL,
Yeah.
UFL, or what's it called again? Is it
Now
UFL?
it's the UFL.
Yeah,
Okay.
the new ones.
They should go full UFL and say if you want to onside kick it, 4th and 15. If you convert it, you got the ball. If you don't, just go full UFL if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
In
I agree.
my opinion.
I mean, that's kind of what they have set up. Yeah.
I've heard people complaining saying it's going to lead to a lot of returns, but I hadn't seen it yet. But it's only been one game.
Yeah,
so.
we've had one game that got canceled. That got canceled in the middle of it due to bad weather. So it's
Yeah.
a preseason.
Oh, Canton, Ohio. You can't have a normal football game.
Nope.
So we'll see it. We'll see a lot of the new kickoff rule this weekend, starting tomorrow with preseason games. So
That's going to be bad all up the eastern coast. I don't know where all these games are, but that hurricane is moving right up, I think, through the Carolinas and Virginia, all that.
it's just and Debbie is out for a stroll too. She ain't in any hurry.
Yeah, she's not no hurry to move.
She's dropping some water. She's dropping some legit water.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy, Steve, is my mom is in Naples right now. She drove through that shit.
Ooh.
There goes this clean.
Yeah, that goes all right.
Damn it.
He drove through it on Sunday before it really made massive landfall, but it was still from Valdosta all the way to Sarasota. It was just pouring out.
Yeah.
Listen, it's good. I really enjoy a Cat 1 hurricane.
Not many people say that.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of pressure washes your sidewalk, gets all the dust and pollen off the ground. You get about 9 inches of rain. My lawn is as green as it's ever looked. Yeah, a Cat 1 hurricane, especially in where I live, it's the hurricane evacuation spot for the state of Florida where I am. So, I mean, it's a pretty good deal. Like Hurricane Ian, the eye of Hurricane Ian came 10 miles from my house.
Yeah. But it just rained heavy a lot. It was still a tropical storm at that point.
Yeah.
When she drove through. But she's down in Naples and the weather's beautiful. So it's all good.
Yeah. Whenever a hurricane blows through, the next day is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
One of these weather people that I watched, he was streaming live on YouTube when the hurricane was coming in, and there's somewhere down there in Florida where this camera just set up on this bench, and I mean it come through, and everybody in the comments was like, "Well, let's see if it's still standing," after the hurricane comes through. Well, it was the next day, but the shot the next day was just absolutely gorgeous because it was so pretty and everything.
Yeah, basically all the clouds and
I can see
moisture and everything that would be bad weather, it gets kind of sucked into the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And so after it's gone, there's nothing
It's
around.
just beautiful skies, and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah. Green Bay, Stacey? You're a Packers fan, aren't you, Stacey?
I can tell you who ain't going to be, and that's the Dallas Cowboys.
Or the Duluth Bulldogs.
Mhm. Yeah.
Duluth Bulldogs or the
I don't
Falcons.
know. I'm
Or
kind of
the
feeling the
Titans.
Ravens this year, man. The Ravens might have a good year.
Yeah, who has a better chance of winning the Super Bowl this year, the Duluth Bulldogs or the Dallas Cowboys?
The
Yes,
Bulldogs. Yeah.
Duluth Bulldogs.
The Cowboys by hair.
Mhm.
Who's going
I
to
don't
get
know.
Brandon Ayuk?
San Francisco.
Yeah, it probably will end up being that.
Yeah.
I know Steelers, I think, are the most popular pick right now, but
Yeah.
I bet you he just stays because they can't find a trade partner for him.
They don't want to.
Yeah, they don't.
It's not that they can't. It's they don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't really want to trade him.
He's trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
Alex Hazelwood, living in Charleston, South Carolina, says it hadn't stopped raining since Monday.
And it probably won't for a couple more days.
Yeah.
It's just sitting over there. Yeah, no, Green Bay did just pay a bunch of money to their quarterback, so I don't know if he was that good.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Love,
I mean, I think for right now, the 49ers are the best in the NFC until someone knocks them off. And I just don't see a team that's really that competitive. I mean, I don't think it's going to be the Lions.
They might be the best
Green
there. But
Green Bay always falters in the playoffs.
If you are good enough to start at quarterback for an NFL roster, you make $150 million. It doesn't matter if you're a terrible quarterback.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You got a good point.
Yeah.
That's just so much money for that.
You just got to hold on to the starting.
He might be good
for 1 year, and you get paid.
You're right there. Who else in the NFC?
Hi, Toddy Alex.
Hey, Jeff, speaking of the NFL, I saw something where they're going with Joe Milton as the starter at New England, looks like. So,
they're at that point of the Joe Milton experience.
Yeah.
Boy,
well,
it's not going to happen.
The thing is, he may even put up a couple good preseason games, but
he's going to, because it's the
man, I'm rooting for him to put it together. But everybody gets enamored with him. I mean, Michigan brought him in, and he was great until he wasn't. Tennessee loved him at first, and then Hendon Hooker took over. I mean, I feel bad for him. He has so much talent, but
New England knows that he can throw the football 40 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what you need, he can throw the football 40 yards. But if you need him to throw it 10 yards, he can throw the football 40 yards.
That's the last thing I saw, too, was them just showing shots of him in practice just effortlessly, just 50-yard bombs without even really moving his arm much.
Yeah.
What about 10-yard bombs?
They did not show those, believe it or not.
My favorite thing is like Joe Milton threw a screen pass, and it just showed like some kind of a bullet bill or whatever went through like 2 doors.
Yeah. I would love to see him put it together. But
I'm going to lay off the guy because, I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, but the funniest video I saw of last year's camp was when Will Levis throwing into that huge net. He just throws it like high, like way high of the net. And everybody else is throwing it right in the net. I'm like, oh my God. But I hope he gets it together because, he's our future quarterback right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have our own workout superstar.
Do you think the Patriots have seen him throw an orange yet?
Oh gosh.
Well, he's not named the starter, so no, they haven't.
Not yet.
Can you imagine if he pulls out an orange and just fires it through the bleachers and from like 75 yards away on a rope? What Twitter would do.
By the way, I do not understand what is happening on Twitter over the last couple of years, but people are obsessed with routes on air. Just throwing the ball a long way and it being caught. And all of a sudden, did you see that pass?
No, I saw a clip. It was Russell Wilson throwing dimes, and it was a wide open pass. It was like routes on air.
Yeah. But they do all that. And you saw the things like with Anthony Richardson. It's like, yeah, did you see this? It's like, oh yeah, he hit the top of the indoor facility and everything. And somebody said, was it a screen pass? Which was hilarious. But
so was there a receiver up there? No. Well, that tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I believe it.
I don't understand that. But by the way, the first victim of fall camp happened. CJ Baxter is out for the year, and Texas has players. They have players, but that hurts Texas. Montrell Johnson, by the way, the running back for Florida, he's going to miss some time during the season as well. So those are kind of two of the main points going into fall camp right now.
Yeah, it's not good as far as when you lose a big player like that. I mean, that's going to take a lot of wind out of their sails, and they're going to. I mean, luckily for them, they have a lot of time to figure it out. But
and good options behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel bad for him, but who's that? Jordan Blue or somebody like that looks really good too.
Yeah, they've got.
And they had one of the top recruits come in too. So I mean, you don't want to rely on a freshman. I get it. But.
Yeah, they've got dudes, but if they were going to be better than the person that got hurt, they would have been the ones that were starting already. So the team did get a little bit worse when CJ Baxter got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't good, folks. Ain't.
Hard for me to feel bad for Texas, but
Yeah.
Oh, Texas.
Yeah, I feel bad because they got me fighting for Tennessee in this whole UT stuff.
Yeah.
That's
appreciate.
that's when you know it's bad.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
come on. And the SEC even nipped it in the bud and just put UT on the form and put Texas on the other one. It was like, okay, this is where we stand on this. Don't be stupid.
Yeah, UT, University of Tennessee was a university before Texas was a state.
Yes.
Well, you got to stand with your original members. Come on.
Mhm.
Yeah, as much as it pains for me to say it, I hate Tennessee on multiple angles here, based on what's behind me. But yes, they're actually the real UT.
You talking about the Vandy sign?
Yeah.
I have some Georgia stuff back.
One of Tennessee's numerous mascots, and yes, they have several, is Davy Crockett on the sideline. Davy Crockett literally went over to help fight for Texas independence.
Yeah.
That's how he died. I mean, one of Tennessee's mascot is the reason Texas exists.
That's right. Remember the Alamo, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, that settles that debate. But if Texas wins this year, as soon as they play, if Texas wins, they get UT.
No, they don't.
No.
That's the trophy.
No.
We're not playing Texas anyway. It don't matter.
Not this year.
Even
Not this
Texas
Or next year.
steal the power T if you look at their hats.
You know, it could be the battle for UT. That'd be kind of fun. Well, I don't know.
Yes,
No, you don't want to start the smoke with them.
No.
There's more of them.
I know, but Tennessee's finally back on the rise. Good God, it took 20-something years.
Yeah, but Texas made the playoffs last year.
Oh no, they're still good. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but
But we don't play them this year, so
But CJ Baxter's out, and they have to go through that schedule. Ain't good, folks. Ain't good.
Oh, I am so fired up for Texas and Arkansas. Stacy made the comment about Texas and Arkansas in there, but that Texas-Arkansas game, I am so excited about that. More than any other game in the SEC that is not an Ole Miss game is the Texas-Arkansas game. That is the one I'm looking forward to.
What?
I was trying to figure this out too.
I don't know.
What did Tennessee? If Texas saw what Arkansas, then what did Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Oh
Yeah.
my!
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds like a joke here.
We do not do dad jokes on this program. We do not.
What did Tennessee?
I am the only one, and I'm only allowed to do it when I talk about Joe Milton.
I'm still lost. Where's the joke here?
Corey just went.
If Texas saw what Arkansas, then what did Tennessee? What did Tennessee? If Texas saw it, what did Tennessee?
It's kind
I
of
know.
like,
I know. It takes a while.
It's kind of like I walked and I crawled to a rock and then I ran.
I mean, how is out of all four of us? How am I the first one to get that?
That's a good
Because you're
question.
from Alabama. You speak Alabama.
Well, I mean,
You're our Alabama translator, Jake.
yeah,
I mean, come on, bro.
yeah, bro.
Just to play on where don't stress.
Yeah,
Too late.
yeah. There's smoke just burling out of your hair right now.
I'm cooked. Good show, guys. See you later. 2 minutes. Oh, geez.
All right. Yes.
By the way, tonight I'm doing an at-home sleep study for sleep apnea.
Oh, you're doing that.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Let me know if you pass.
Yeah. I hope that
Wear a
might.
CPAP tonight.
Do you have the answers? I need to take the same test.
So if you pass, you don't have sleep apnea. Is that how it goes?
I don't. It basically for me, them giving me the test, I'm going to end up with a CPAP.
No.
Yeah, and it's going to be
Listen,
free because it's VA.
Right.
VA just gives them away. There's no like list, and I have all the equipment for them and changing out. Yeah,
So you're gonna be Megatron.
listen, free healthcare is awesome. I don't care what anybody tells you. Free healthcare is amazing.
But at least you earned it, man. Being a veteran, you should have
Right.
health care.
Yeah.
I agree.
Casey, you're trying to crush my brain tonight, aren't you? you might just be successful. I want to try one of those like little nose plug things that they advertise.
Yeah, I wonder if any of those
Those
actually
like
work.
small things.
Yeah.
Try all the small things.
Boy,
Truth, care, truth brings.
Corey, bad Corey.
At least I didn't go with Nickelback.
Hey, don't say anything we can't take back.
What's wrong with Nickelback?
They just all he wants to do is for you to look at that photograph. Okay, you just look at the photograph.
This is how you remind us.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm trying to. I'm straining my brain here to think of other Nickelback song titles, and there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think myself.
Anyway,
they made an Elton John song Saturday night.
There you go.
Jeb, you're such a rock star.
Yeah, I like Nickelback.
Yeah.
I did see a meme earlier, somebody saying that's what the country needs right now is another Nickelback album. I'm not sure what they meant, though. But I'd be okay with it.
Because it could bring them together.
Yeah.
Listen.
Something right now.
Over the last 8 years or so, it's been the Taylor Swift era, no pun intended. And look how much crap has been in the country.
Yeah.
We need Nickelback to be going back to being Nickelback, and the country will heal.
I'm going to say there haven't been a whole lot good lately. The whole Kendrick Lamar Drake beef was fun. But other than
that unified us for a hot minute. But
I think it healed the hip hop community a lot. I'm not really a part of the hip hop community, obviously, but
they all hate Drake.
I enjoy it.
We went to one of our establishments one night, and Jeb was sitting there talking with, let's say, I'm going to say 21-year-old Danish girl. And she was just saying that Kendrick Lamar was a wannabe. And it was all
one-hit wonder. That's what she told me.
Yeah, one-hit wonder. And Jeb, you just like you can see the smoke coming from it. He's like, no, this won't stand. And I probably shouldn't argue this with you, but I will not let this stand.
Yeah. And this was in the middle of the beef, so it was before all the songs had dropped, but she just didn't understand why he was trying to step up to Drake. That made no sense because he was a nobody. And
you're like,
I was trying so hard to be nice.
Have you seen the entire Damn album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Good Kid, Mad City is one of the best. Doesn't matter. That still hurts to this day to think about. And that's what I learned. I'm not supposed to be talking. I know Steve likes to talk. I'm not talking. I don't want to hear your opinions on shit.
I enjoy talking. You get some.
Steve, I know this too. I can confirm.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Confirm.
It's like somebody saying they go to a casino and don't like to people watch.
Well, that's a good point.
It's
just the problem is the last few years in this country, man. It's just gotten tough to talk to people.
Yeah.
Steve wants the story behind
everyone wants to start a fight.
Mm-hmm. Hey, those girls want to go to college just like everybody else.
Yeah.
They just keep the college supplied with $1 bills. That's all.
Exactly.
Doing my part to help.
Yeah.
Good God.
What needs to happen?
Charity. So come on.
Let's go to fall camp stories real quick, and I'll start.
Anything interesting happened?
Nothing yet. Lane Kiffin is doing a very NFL type model of a ramp up, because basically all the people that are covering Ole Miss are talking about how Lane Kiffin's preparing for a 16-game season. So he's treating it like an NFL season. So they're not peaking too early.
Okay.
He talked about how used to back in the 1900s, whenever I played high school football, and we did 2-a-days and all of that stuff. And Lane Kiffin compared it to going out and training for a marathon by starting out running 20 miles. So he's just ramping it up. First 5 days of practice, they had 3 practices. They had a ton of walkthroughs and a ton of meetings, but only 3 practices, and as they're ramping up. And Ole Miss's schedule leads them to be able to do this because they open with Furman, then they deal with MTSU, then they have Wake, who's the number 15 ACC team, and then they get Georgia Southern, and then Kentucky. And so you have some time to ramp up, and that's like LSU and teams like that. They don't have that benefit of the doubt. But that
y'all should be bowl eligible before you get to your first real game, LSU.
Yeah.
LSU's the 6th game, so that would be for bowl eligibility if it goes the way I think it's going to go.
Which it ought to.
Yeah,
I think they're 7th. South Carolina's in there too.
Oh yeah, South Carolina. I forgot.
Oh
about that.
Just no.
I think y'all be bowl eligible. You're just shooting for the playoffs at that point.
Yeah. Then it gets really real.
Then it gets tough.
But the wide receiver room, my goodness, is going to be absolutely nuts. And the defensive line, really great. I'm excited. I'm excited about the season. I can't. It's 3 weeks away. It needs to hurry up and get here.
It doesn't seem like it'd be set up any better for Ole Miss, honestly. Y'all have the good opening to the season. Y'all got the best roster y'all had that I can remember.
In my lifetime.
And this isn't at all the worst schedule. I mean, at LSU is going to be rough. Georgia, of course, will be really tough.
Oklahoma, yeah. Oklahoma's the 3rd game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it at Oklahoma or is it at?
No, it's at – yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
the only tough road games at LSU.
Yeah, because even Georgia comes to your home, but that'd still be a really rough game. But honestly, man, y'all are set up this year for a playoff run.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, that also puts a lot of pressure on everybody.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hilarious in the SEC championship game when it's Ole Miss versus Missouri.
No, Lord,
God, mess that would be.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hilarious.
The freaking world would. That's
it would just be like that meme that comes in with the guy from Community with the pizzas and everything's on fire and
what did I miss?
Yeah.
See you, Steve.
It's
take care, buddy.
Could you imagine all the pundits and everybody out there in the media trying to make sense of that?
Bye, Stacey. Yeah. First day of school tomorrow. We had our first day 2 days ago.
Oh,
yesterday.
There was some in our school and down here in Alabama that started July 31st. It was wild.
Oh.
If we did the show yesterday, I would have been. You would have seen what it's like to be drunk without having a single sip of alcohol. That was me yesterday. My brain was my brain is mush tonight. It was like 10 times more mush than last night.
Corey, I went to boot camp. I know that feeling.
Yeah. That's true. That feeling.
Yeah.
And I had been drunk often, so I know that feeling.
In boot camp, we had to do battle stations, which is basically an all-night thing that they do drills, and it's about staying up for 48 consecutive hours while you're doing things that need to happen and all of that. And at the end of it, they play Lee Greenwood, I'm Proud to Be American. You get your Navy ball cap, and you're officially a sailor. That's kind of the initiation.
Yeah.
But my goodness, you're running through the night, it's like 3 a.m, and you're just running from one place to the next. It is my good. I don't think I've ever been that tired in my life. After it was over, we got the Navy ball cap. We went and ate normal breakfast where we got more than 5 minutes to eat that time. They let us take our time. And then we went back to the dorm and they put on Saving Private Ryan because I don't know, they're evil.
Really? That's rough.
So yeah, that was my boot camp experience.
Dang.
Here's hoping you don't go through this. Click.
Right.
What the?
And then so not quite doing battle stations, but like you go from like in the summertime, you're just kind of, even though my sleep schedule didn't really change because Huck gets up, 5:30 every morning anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm still not having to deal with a bunch of like 1,300 teenagers asking millions of questions all the time and having to like talk the entire day. It felt like I was running around. my body felt like it was running around. My body probably felt like yours felt, where like my legs were moving and I didn't know they were moving.
Oh wow! Oh,
Yep. So that kind of thing.
We got Rick and Bonnie asking about some intel of how long snappers are doing in Bama fall camp. That's what I like.
Long snapper.
In there.
Yeah.
The team is so loaded. We're asking about the long snapper battle.
well, it's
How's
just
that feel, Jake?
it's just the center.
I think he means normal snap.
Yeah.
Centers.
No, Parker Bellsford come in with
No, I think he
yeah,
means
Kenny,
long snappers.
with the Boar, from Washington. So they're doing a lot better. He didn't get to play 8A. Bellsford wasn't because he wasn't on the team at the time. Had some personal issues to take care of, but he's back. And everything I've seen, it's shored up. Now, honestly, Alabama's interior offensive line is probably one of the best in the country when you got Tyler Booker, Bellsford, and Jaden Roberts. So you're going to see a lot of them guys running up the middle and moving dudes out of the way. The biggest question mark right now is the tackles. With the Caden Proctor coming back, really shored up the left-hand side. Right hand right now, Wilkin Formby is taking first-team snaps. So, he's new. So, we'll see how it goes and plays out. But right now, everything's okay, with offensive line.
All right. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we had Alex Hazelwood, and he said, sorry, but the South Carolina game in 2008 still hits hard. He was a freshman at Ole Miss at the time. I don't know if he's talking about the South Carolina game that was after the Florida game in 2008, or if he's talking about the game in Williams-Brice in 2009. But either way.
2008. Because
Yeah.
you said 2008.
Yeah, but 2009 was a pretty legendary game because Ole Miss went into that game like 6th in the country and ended up losing to South Carolina that game.
Yeah.
Explain yourself, Alex. In the meantime, Georgia. I don't think I can find a way to Lou Holtz this where I'm like, well, we got question marks here and question marks there. I don't know that I can do that right now. Because there is just talent upon talent at every place. Offensive line is deep with LFL talent. I don't know exactly how they're gonna look from center to guards to tackles. I think they're still working on different combinations, but whoever's out there is going to be phenomenal. Oscar Delp is filling in for Brock Bowers quite nicely, even though he's not Brock Bowers. He's still doing very, very well. He's like the light version of him. I've told you guys all along, Dominic Lovett, man, he's going to be the guy in that receiving corps. And everything is advertised. And the two transfers, Colby Young and London Humphreys, are also.
And Rah has been kicked off.
And Rah is gone as he should have been.
He gone.
It took a long time, but he should have been immediately. Anthony Evans, who didn't play a whole lot last year until the bowl game, which I think if the bowl game would have went one more quarter, I would have played in it against Florida State. But Anthony Evans is going to be a special guy this year too. He's very shifty, may even factor in the special teams as well. ETN, he's just so smooth, man. He's just like his brother. And then Branson Robinson is, well, Steve, you put it. He's built like a hero action figure.
Yeah.
Carson Beck, real deal. The real battle for the quarterback is going to be the backup Jaden Rashada versus Ryan Puglisi. And that person will get the pole position for QB1 next year. So that'll be fun. The defensive line is going to look different, but my God, they've gone back to being really talented. That was probably the most deficient group last year, even though they had a guy drafted to the Falcons in the 6th round. But they're going to be really, really good this year. Mykel Williams is going to be a monster, maybe a first rounder. CJ Allen and Raylan Wilson are the real deal. And in the defensive backfield, you have Malachi Starks, KJ Bolden, who's finally got a kid from Buford, Jake.
Yeah.
They all go to Bama. except for KJ Bolden.
Yep.
And then Dalen Everett is going to be absolutely amazing too at the cornerback position. So I mean, this team. Moral of the story: them dogs are hell. And then Vandy, the quarterback battle, man. I thought, and the entire world thought, it was going to be a slam dunk. Are you trying to figure out what that noise is?
Yeah. Oh, it stopped.
That might have been me.
Oh.
Sorry. I didn't know if I could hear that.
Are you like standing next to the washing machine?
It's like a fidget thing. I was just fidgeting with my hand.
Oh.
Sorry.
Fidgeting with your hand. All right. Okay.
Time out.
Over here.
Pause. Pause.
Yeah.
And check.
Yeah.
Nate Johnson has a real shot at winning this quarterback job. By the way.
Well, I mean, he's a P4 guy.
I know, but everyone thought it was a slam dunk that it was going to be Diego Pavia, myself included. Because
I still think it's going to be Diego Pavia if we're going to be real about it.
I think ultimately, yeah, because it's the experience. It's not as much of a slam dunk, and you could see it too. I mean, I think there's room for. I don't think it's going to be a Spurrier style 2-quarterback system, but I think there's room in this offense to support 2 quarterbacks.
I think you will have a package for Johnson, and Pavia is going to have the lion's share of the reps.
Yeah, I think so too. And the package is not going to just be what Tebow did his freshman year, where it's you come in one and plow ahead for 2 yards. I think Nate Johnson's going to have a legitimate package of plays that he comes in for, different situations, things like that. And with the quarterbacks being involved in the run game so much, like it's important to have the next ready because I mean, I don't know if you guys know this. The SEC's physical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except for
I think I've heard about that.
Yeah, I have a little bit.
It's a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to have 2 quarterbacks ready regardless. So this is good. Defense is starting to click a little bit now too. Starting to get some guys emerging there. The safety position is going to be the best position on Vandy's defense. The transfer kid, I did a show, my last episode is about him, Randon Fontenette, kid from TCU. He's going to be a dude. Play the start.
Linebackers are pretty good too.
Linebackers they're pretty good. There was some guys that they're kind of like the no-name crew except for Langston Patterson, but they are really talented.
Yeah, and didn't they get a transfer from Clemson?
Yes. Bryce Cowan.
Yeah. So
he's going to be really good. They're going to be really good there. Defensive line, we don't know who the names are going to be except for Corday Sidnor, who's the transfer from Purdue, Zaylen Wood, the transfer from MTSU. Those two guys are battling out at the defensive end spot. I think they're both going to be ends before it's all said and done, and then you just got to figure out who the interior guys are, which will be a heavy rotation anyway, so it doesn't matter who starts.
Hey, Michael, we're still working on her. I do not think it is likely at this point.
Becky.
Really? Come on, Becky.
Becky. Do I have to – Steve, get me on the phone with Becky. I'll convince her.
I think she just wants to
Becky.
not stay up till 10 o'clock.
I think
get
on the phone with her before 8:30.
Becky.
Well, she can still do the pits, and we'll just stay them on, on the show.
Yeah, we might. We might could do something like that.
Doesn't count.
Or we can do pits at the beginning of the show. That way she can leave.
No.
No, I'm with Steve. Becky just needs to.
Becky needs to cowboy up.
She needs to put her big girl panties on and let's roll.
I agree.
How's the little one, Jake?
She's growing like a weed, cutting teeth. So it's last night was a rough night. Every time I laid her down to bed, she woke right back up. So I'm probably running on like hour and a half of sleep total, and about 5 cups of coffee today at work. So it's fun. Clearly picking fur over feather works.
Damn, college team Coke bottle.
There's,
Yeah,
I have
Ole
Stuart
Miss National.
Pickles somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's about as far as we need to take that.
It's an empty jar. Now.
How about
They're
Coke
good.
bottle shaped like a thermonuclear detonator from Star Wars? Does that count?
Mhm.
And you have the Critters critter and the Necronomicon.
Does this
I
count?
like it's a Coke bottle.
Can.
It's like cool.
I have a Navy Coke, but I was never in the Navy.
Oh,
You stood up from Steve?
I don't know where. I got 4 of them. I think from Becky.
He probably stole it from Becky.
Yeah.
But technically, that's stealing from Steve.
Right.
Yeah, well, true.
Uh-oh.
I just have to have real big cups. I like to get big things of ice water. I drink a lot of water.
Oh, I do too. I
never got into the big Stanley cups and stuff that people use.
I have drunk nothing but water, milk, coffee for the last 2.5 years now.
Ooh.
I used to drink like 2 gallons of sweet tea a day. No, I don't.
Yeah, I love sweet tea, but it's going to be bad for my health. I got to cut that crap.
Yeah, I did, and I've lost 13 pounds since just making some changes in my diet. So
just dropping that out. Nice.
That and a few other things.
What are you not eating?
I mean, I still eat everything. It's just portion control. Not going.
Yeah.
Whenever we've been doing like the HelloFresh and every place what they're called, and I mean you just get 2 servings, me and Cassidy, and when it's gone, it's gone. I have enough for me and have enough for her, and that's it. I can't go back and get second, thirds, fourths, tenths. It's just when it's done, it's done.
When I first started losing weight, that was how I started. Just cut what I was eating in half, and just immediately started losing a bunch of weight. It's weird. Of course, that only lasts for so long. And then
for me, what'll motivate me is if I eat all of my massive portion, I'm not going to have any for lunch the next day. So if I cut it in half,
you have lunch for the next day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the doctor told me when I first started losing weight was just whatever you're going to eat, just cut it in half. Eat half of it. Just start with that.
Did you guys know that pistachios make you feel really full for a long time?
Really?
I did not.
I ate a bunch of pistachios today.
I also hear they're wonderful.
Nice one. That was good. I ate a bunch of pistachios today as like a snack, and I thought I ate Thanksgiving dinner. I felt full.
May have to try that.
Yeah.
I was just going to try Ozempic, but maybe pistachios were better. I don't know.
Yeah. I was just
Ozempic.
That'll make me hurl.
Or
Michigan.
not really going to try it, but.
So what is Michigan going to get away with next?
Michigan's going to be away with cheating.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next thing they get away with?
I was going to say, why do we think they're getting away with it?
Because everybody, like the media, is bending over backwards to say we don't need to deal with this anymore. They've already been punished for it.
They were punished for something else, though. That's the thing. He got punished for recruiting violations.
No. Like whenever this happened, the Big Ten punished them.
Oh, well.
Yeah, back last season, because you don't remember the quote, the coach like Sharon Moore crying on the sideline.
Yeah. I remember they suspended him for a couple games. Or no, he suspended him. So I don't know.
So people are doing the thing where they've already done it. We should just forget about it and move on. If this was Ole Miss, Mississippi State, or Arkansas, they would be going scorched earth on them right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wanting them to close down the program, stop what's going on. And I'll tell you the same thing that I told Michael Borky on my podcast earlier this week. If Michigan gets away with this, Ole Miss needs to lawyer up and sue the NCAA for those wins that they took away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't, you're not wrong. Because so dumb. Like, why, like, you have receipts, you have proof that they knowingly.
They have proof that Connor Stallions was at the Central Michigan game in disguise.
Yeah,
that's true.
They have proof. They have Venmo receipts.
Yeah,
like they have things.
They have evidence.
Yeah,
they have physical.
They did it.
Real evidence.
And people saying, well, no, they don't do anything like this. No, that is honest to God cheating at that point to get an advantage, which means you're putting at risk the actual gameplay being a real equitable thing.
Yep.
Which is 10 times worse than paying a kid $10,000 to come to your college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. And it should be dealt with that way. And so there's one thing for like gamesmanship. People are like, "Oh, the people steal signals all the time." Yeah,
during the game, in the middle of
the game, without technology, yes. With tablets, though, they might be able to steal some signs now. But like,
but the signs are going to go away.
No.
It's going to be helmet communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the way. I still think there's going to be a little bit of hand signal, but yeah, it's going to like, yeah, there's gamesmanship, and then there's what Michigan did, which was spending actual money, significant money, to send somebody to steal signal.
And if you look at the record of Jim Harbaugh before and after Connor Stallions, he was like 49-35 at the beginning of his tier at Michigan. And then after Connor Stallions in the last 5 years when he did it, he's like 42-6.
That's weird, yeah.
So don't tell me that they didn't get anything out of this, because history says they did.
Yep.
And he got a nice job in the NFL. So,
but how do we know?
And a 4-year show cause.
Yeah.
And while he's in the NFL talking about he doesn't steal, he doesn't cheat, and he doesn't lie. And it's like we're doing all of those right now.
Yeah. You've done all of those. And you're doing it again. But he'll never step foot in college football anyway. So this show cause is like a anyway.
The good news is maybe everybody will get outraged and talk about how this isn't a punishment. So whenever it comes time to punish them for what's going on, they hit Michigan pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because they should hit Michigan hard.
Yep.
Don't give them a bowl ban. If you think that a bowl ban will be hard and you just don't want to do that, then don't do that. But you need to find the hell out of them, and you need to take away their national title.
Yeah. Exactly. Because they cheated.
Yep.
Yeah. If you took away 10 games from Ole Miss because Jeff Scott was ruled ineligible because of some sort of a loan that he got and didn't pay back in a timely manner or something like that. If you're willing to take away games when that happens, with what they did, that should be about 4 years worth of taking them away.
Mm-hmm. From the day he was hired.
It's crap. It's crap.
What's so bad, Rick, is they try to give Alabama that game, and Alabama didn't take it.
I was like, no, I don't want this game.
Yeah, I blame Alabama for Michigan happening, and not because of the football game. I blame Alabama for beating Georgia because Georgia was not going to lose to any of those teams.
Yeah, that game, that was another weird ending of the game.
Yeah. One of those situations. If Georgia was playing against Michigan, it would have looked just like the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was not gonna. Yeah, it was not gonna be pretty for Michigan at all.
Because I saw the one game last year when Georgia was actually up for who they were playing against, and they were up to play Ole Miss that night, and that just was not a close football game.
No, when Georgia wants to. They will kick your ass.
Yeah. You walk in there and it's like, oh, yeah, great. There's Brock Bowers. Hey, there's Mims. Oh, everybody's back for Georgia. Yummy.
And they all balled out.
Yeah. Oh, and Ole Miss doesn't have either of his tackles. This is going to go well.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Vandy has new icy white uniforms.
They've always had those, haven't they?
They've got the ones that have gold numbers with black outline.
Yeah.
Black helmets. Just slightly different. Jeb, search Vanderbilt new white uniforms.
Not Georgia All Whites.
Not Vandy all whites.
Yeah.
This is. Oh nope! Don't click on that website.
Oh God.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no!
Said this is. You're on a list. Great.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
So it's gold numbers and it's gold numbers instead of black numbers.
Oh, here they are. Yeah.
It's a better look, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is a good look on those Vanderbilt. The gold numbers, I think they should just do that.
Yeah.
And I think they should have a black jersey with the gold numbers.
That would be sick. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that does look good.
And it's the 1 year that Ole Miss doesn't play Vandy.
Of course.
The white helmets are my favorite Vandy helmet. Those helmets.
Yeah, see the shot I'm seeing is still wearing a black helmet.
My favorite Vandy helmet of all time was the Derek Mason black ones that had the anchor chain on there with the the Vandy star.
Yeah, those are cool too. They were the matte finish with the gold.
Yeah, those were really good.
Decal with the anchor chain.
Yes.
Yeah, those
are sick.
Yeah.
Like these.
Can Dabo beat Georgia this year? He's going to try.
No.
The game's in Atlanta.
The only chance he possibly has is it's a noon kickoff.
And if Carson Beck is a little bit sloppy and turns the ball over a couple of times at the wrong time.
Is Clemson going to be like a 9-3 team this year?
They'll win 10 games in the ACC.
Kate Klubnik's a good quarterback. He is. Clemson isn't a particularly good team.
Yeah, I just watching them, you just don't know what their identity is. You don't know what they're trying to do. It's just kind of a mess. They have some really talented dudes. Even though they refuse to go in the transfer portal.
Yeah, that's really hurt him.
It just doesn't seem like they know really what they want to do.
Yeah, Dabo's doing the whole King Canute trying to hold back the tides or claiming he can hold back the tides with his anti-transfer portal stance. Well, Anglo-Saxon history for everybody.
And that old trick is going to get him coaching at
Furman.
I was trying to think of like a Alabama school, North
Jackson,
Alabama, South Alabama. He's gonna be the coach of USA.
USA.
We don't need to go no transfer portal. Get guys.
Of course, you don't at USA. You just kind of, yeah.
But at Clemson, you need to.
You know what he said? Do you remember him saying, "Yeah, we do go to the transfer portal. These kids are transferring from high school to college."
Freaking idiot! I swear to God.
DJ Uiagalelei, I think that's his name.
Ukulele.
Close enough.
DJ. That guy is going to break one off on Clemson this year.
Who's he playing for now?
Yeah.
Florida State.
Oh.
Yeah. He is going to break one off on him.
Was he at Oregon State last year?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
He was at Oregon State. Yeah. And he actually
transferred Clemson to Oregon State, and he was good last year.
Really
Oregon
good.
State.
Yeah.
And then he transferred to FSU.
Clemson wins because state troopers arrest 3 starters during stretching.
I thought they'd been speeding on the way to the game.
It all whenever we talk about players that transfer and everything, it's like that scene from The Naked Gun where they're talking about boxing. It's like, oh, the Minneapolis Kid, the Arizona Assassin. Yeah. Dang it, Frank, you know you're boxing.
The Minneapolis Kid. He's from Dallas.
It was awesome. Yeah, that is the way the vibe that these the transfer portal puts out right now.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
You're right.
Oh, yeah,
But it is the new
Arizona
way.
Bomber from St. Louis. Yeah.
Get used to it.
The Arizona Assassin from Minneapolis.
Minnesota kid from Dallas.
Oh, fantastic.
That's great. It's really fantastic.
Oh gosh.
Jake can't contain himself over there. The Big Ten acts so self-righteous they cheat and lead the nation in sex abuse scandals.
Yes.
If
Yes.
only if Baylor would join the Big Ten, that would just complete the circle of hell.
Yeah.
The circle of sex abuse.
Between Michigan State and Ohio State and Penn State, just good gosh.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
The Big Ten is everything that they claim the SEC is.
Right.
mm-hmm.
So dirty, so corrupt.
It's just so vile.
Yeah, and they broke up the Pac-12 just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Good grief! Who has got such a loud keyboard?
Jeb, I think.
Jeb,
Oh yeah, I have a very clicky keyboard.
Jeb, clicky.
I like this one. That's on purpose. Yeah.
Jeb's like, I want you to know I'm typing. You
Yeah.
just do that in business meetings to make yourself look busy.
Yes.
Shoot.
No, it's a gamer keyboard. You want to know when you're hitting the keys, man.
I got this little guy here. This thing, like a stiff breeze will blow it away.
nice little one there for Steve too.
I'll show you.
Not
mine.
me.
Yours.
Mine is mine's fun.
Oh, yours got those.
And my mouse both just can sync up with colors and going crazy. They're not from the same company, but
Rick, it was
and my computer.
It was Morse code for let me search something inappropriate. Georgia all whites.
How to remove my name from government list. Oh, that put me on another list.
Damn it.
This is not working.
I told our kids that we're getting these electronic hall passes that's going to be able to track how long they're out and all that stuff. And I told them, I was like, yeah, this thing could land you on a no-fly list. Like, what's a no-fly list?
Yeah. And with the way they're going, there's a good chance that somebody that heard you make that joke is going to end up on one.
Yeah.
I guarantee you half of that class I was talking to.
Yeah.
Promise you.
All right, Cassidy.
Yep. There it is.
There we go. Cassidy's on point today. She's a minute early. Okay, so 2 minutes. Thank you for listening to our show. Few takeaways. Michigan sucks. Texas is in some trouble. Ole Miss is loaded. Tennessee is loaded. Alabama's loaded. Georgia's loaded. And Vanderbilt's not going to be the same old Vanderbilt. That's what we learned today.
It's from Vandy.
You can't call them loaded.
I didn't say loaded.
Yeah.
Loaded for Vandy? They're loaded. They might be loaded for Vandy.
I never said
For their standard.
I never said Vandy was loaded. I said Vandy is not going to be the same old Vandy.
I know. Which means loaded, honestly.
They're just loaded. Vandy's loaded. They're got 12-0. 12-0.
Let's go.
They are Vandy knots.
No, they're Vandy. They're Aggie Doors is what they are.
Yeah.
So the Vandy State Aggie Doors are going to be a pretty good football team this year. But anyway, if you want to check out all of that, you check me out on Locked On Vandy. Also, Believe in Georgia Dogs. We're going to go live tomorrow night, Israel and I, barring any sort of setback from Israel's practice schedule. Both of us will be live tomorrow night instead of just me, which you got last week. Jake Thomas, are you still doing Tide Talk Live solo?
Yeah, I'm probably going to put a show out this weekend. Going to try to do my best.
Cool. Jeb, he's a guy. And if you want the number one podcast in the Ole Miss podcast world, he's the Ole Miss podcast champion of the world, the Steven Willis.
Yep.
And he has no partner. And if you don't like that, if
Don't need one.
He doesn't need one. And if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. So that'll do it for us. Make sure you check us out wherever you find your podcast, YouTube mainly. Check us out. Find my show, find Jake's show, find Jeb's show, find Steven's show. Jeb's show is going to be a little bit harder to find right now, but eventually you will. It's like that needle in the haystack thing.
So just keep looking. You never know.
Just keep looking. So, with that being said, we are SEC After Dark. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you back here next week. Better than ever as fall camp rages on. We're getting ready to send you to Ireland for our first round of picks, and we'll talk at you later. Go Dogs. Anchor down.
Hotty toddy.
Go Vols.
Roll
Anchor
Tide.
down, you hairy dogs.